Good buddy.
Hello.
Yay! How are you, sugar?
I'm exhausted.
Are you?
Yes. It's not 28 kids. It's only 6.
Oh, that's
Don't exaggerate. I mean,
Well,
6 is plenty. So,
Six. What, you got a little football team coming up? You got half team?
I have 18-year-old triplets, so that's been a handful.
Gosh,
that's
what?
half of them right there.
Are you a grandfather yet?
No, Though, my wife is a little bit younger than me, and the kids are younger. I got 2 older ones, and it's funny. Every once in a while, I'll take the kids out somewhere, and they go, "Oh, are these your grandkids?" So that person doesn't get a very good tip.
I do love that. Jeff, one of the funniest stories I remember you're telling at NSA on the main stage. Weren't you on the main stage at NSA?
I think so, yeah.
You should, yeah, absolutely.
One of them, yeah.
But this is a lot of Jeannie's followers. They love her, but they love humor too. So can you please tell that? Can you call that a signature story that you have? Because I can't tell it. I don't have the right equipment.
Well, what happened was I was booked to do a program for the Sony Corporation. You probably heard of them. It was booked 6 months in advance. I was very excited. I was also booked through a major speaker bureau. So it was the first time that bureau booked me. So I thought, great, big corporation plus a big bureau. This is going to spin off to a ton of business. It was booked 6 months in advance. I was very excited. It was going to be a Monday morning kickoff. The whole thing was, my theme is Street Fighter marketing. And they were doing doing the whole thing, taking it to the streets, the Doobie Brothers song, and they're giving everybody a copy of my book. I mean, this was like a dream come true kind of gig, right? So Monday morning rolls around. About 2 a.m, I get a phone call desperately from my brother, Mark, my business partner. Says, "What are you doing in Columbus?" I go, "I live here. What's your problem?" "You're supposed to be in Marco Island. You have a gig at 7:00 this morning." I said, No, I don't. It's next Monday. He goes, "Go look at your calendar." And he's screaming and yelling. I look at my calendar and my heart stops. I don't know how I did it, but for some reason I spaced it. And here I am in Columbus, Ohio at 9:00 is when I'm supposed to be on stage in Marco Island, Florida. Call the client up. He's practically in tears. And boss is going to fire me. The whole theme's based on street fighting. What are we going to do? I said, okay, let me see what I can do. So I grabbed, this is, before the internet pretty much. So I grabbed the yellow pages. Remember those? It was a big book. It had a bunch of pages. They were all yellow. Anyway, so I'm looking up charter flights to see if there's any possible way I could get down there in the next 7 hours. And this is like 2:30 a.m, and I'm dialing all these charter companies and nobody's answering. Finally, about the 10th try, somebody answers. It's an air ambulance service. I said, "I have a medical emergency. I need to be in Marco Island by 9:00 this morning." "Well, what's the nature of your emergency, sir?" "Well, if I don't get down there by 9:00, a guy down there is going to kill me." He goes, "Well, do you have a major credit card?" I said, "I got all of them. What do you need?" Well, it turns out they had these Learjet ambulances on 30-minute standby at different cities throughout the country, and the closest to Columbus was Detroit. So I ordered the thing. I said, fine. And they said we could be there within the hour. So, and it's a package deal. It comes with a pilot, a co-pilot, and a registered nurse. I didn't care. So I run to the office. I get my books and my videos and a 2-liter bottle of Diet Coke out of the fridge because I drink one of those a day to kind of calm my nerves. And I rush off to the private airport waiting for my jet. And so I have maybe 20 minutes before it's due to land. And I'm pacing back and forth in a little waiting room, and it's about 3:30 now, so there's nobody around. And I'm drinking my 2-liter bottle of Diet Coke. There's no cups or anything, so it's right out of the 2-liter bottle. And I'm thinking to myself, and I have all these friends who are motivational speakers, so they taught me to give positive affirmations. And I'm drinking 2 liters of bottle of Diet Coke and thinking, "You idiot, you stupid, you dummy, you could ruin your career." So that obviously didn't work. And within about 15, 20 minutes, I actually drank the entire 2-liter bottle. So with caffeine. So right now, I don't even think I need a plane. I could just fly there myself. Anyway, plane lands. I hop on board. We take off. 15 minutes into flight. We're climbing through about, 20,000 feet. And I just realized I drank a 2-liter bottle of Diet Coke. Well, it's a tiny little jet, about the size of like a stretch limo. And it has just about everything you could imagine, except one thing. There's no bathroom. They don't expect their normal clientele to get up and go. And
Oh.
so I'm already in pain. It's not like at 42,000 feet, I can just roll down the window. So the nurse sees what's going on and says, I have a solution to your problem. I go, what is it? Catheterization. I said, hold on. Hold on just a second. We'll call that one plan B. And I crawl up to the pilot and co-pilot and say, what do you guys do on a long flight? Well, the co-pilot had packed himself a sack lunch. He opens it up and he pulls out these carrot sticks in a Glad plastic bag with a Ziploc top, empties the carrots out, hands me this baggie, and with what had to be the most serious face I've ever seen in my life says, when you're done, make sure the strip at the top turns green. So that worked great. And then we land there. It's just a 90-minute flight straight down there. And I get there like 2 hours ahead of time. I'm getting ready to leave. Pilot says, well, how long are you going to be? I said, well, do a keynote speech. I got a breakout session. I'll sign some books, answer some questions. I'll be done by noon. I said, well, wait, because when you buy a flight like that, you got to buy it round trip anyway. So
Oh my gosh.
So, but the thing was, I get the bill like on the way back, halfway back, they show me my invoice. And because I was not a medical emergency, they reclassified me as a standard passenger. So they tack on another 10% excise tax on it. And you can imagine I didn't make the margin I wanted to in that particular speech. But the funny thing was, because I showed up and because I was able to get there anyway, even though it cost me a ton of money, the people at Sony kept talking about it to a lot of other people. And they called me back a bunch of times, and the Bureau called me back a bunch of times. And it the word got out. So it actually paid for itself at least tenfold that I'm aware of. So I guess the lesson to the story that I tell in my speech, aside from the pain that had happened at the time, was that it always pays to take care of your customers no matter what it takes.
Oh, yeah. I love that.